Hey everybody, this is Yogi, and this is Good Lord, Somebody Gave Her a Sharp Object, Carrie Brown.
Hello. Luckily for Yogi, I'm a trained pastry chef, so I can wield this very successfully.
That may not be lucky for me.
True. Okay, so today we're very excited, very excited because our friends, and I can say that honestly,
Keto
our friends, Keto Savage and the Lady Savage, otherwise known as Robert and Crystal Sykes, sent us a whole bunch of Keto Bricks. So thank you, Crystal and Robert, we love you. And they sent us one each of Cinnamon Crunch, Cookies and Cream Crunch, Mocha Cream,
Coconut cream and peanut butter.
and if you don't know what a keto brick is a 1,000 calorie meal.
It's a meal in a
It's a meal in a
block.
bag. So the ingredients, do they have them on here? Can you read them?
Mm-hmm.
They're very small.
Okay, so ingredients, we have raw organic cacao powder, plant-based protein powder, pea protein isolate, organic, brown rice protein concentrate, natural chocolate mocha flavor, cocoa stevia leaf extract, gum blend, konjac gum, guar gum, taro gum, organic sacha inchi, sea salt, monk fruit extract, and digest all vegan enzyme blend, MCT powder, MCT oil, acacia fiber, peanuts, golden flaxseed meal, Himalaya salt. So the ingredients in here are very clean. Some people do have issues with pea protein powder, but frankly I don't, because the carbohydrates are removed from it. So everything in here is something I would eat.
So if you're not familiar with Keto Savage, Robert,
Dude's a beast.
Dude's a beast. He's also a Southern gentleman. He is a bodybuilder, as is his wife Crystal. So they compete professionally. Robert has his pro card for bodybuilding, so that's their background, and they made this to be a really easy, convenient 1,000 calorie meal in a bag with perfect macros. The macros are balanced for you. So, but I can't read them.
Okay, can I try it?
Yes.
All right, so in each bag, serving size is 1 brick. I always love that when they always come with 1 serving size. So total fat is 90 grams. We have 58 grams of saturated fat. We have 790 grams of 790 milligrams of sodium. Total carbohydrates is 16 grams. Dietary fiber is 12 grams. Total sugars is 0, and most of those carbohydrates look to be sugar alcohols, which usually don't spike your blood sugar for most people. And protein is 31 grams, so that's a good protein punch. We got a little calcium, iron, and potassium in there as well.
And as always, every flavor is going to be slightly different in terms of the nutritional breakdown. So these are great for, especially great for
Travel.
on the road, backpacking.
I could totally see, especially the smaller packaging right here, because when you're backpacking, sometimes you don't always want to break out your stove and set up and eat. And if you're going to stop real briefly to have your lunch and hang out and do a little sightseeing, you could fit a lot of these in your pack. They are kind of heavy, but your pack will get lighter as you're getting down there. But you can fit a lot of these in your pack, and they're square, so they actually won't. Square things take up less room than round things do, so they pack very well.
So, and the other thing is that these were originally developed for the bodybuilding, the athletes of the world, because that's why the macros are so like almost 85% fat to 15% protein. So for high performance, that's what these were developed for. So I know a lot of athletes and bodybuilders use them as their nutrition when they're competing, when they're getting ready, when they're training, that kind of thing. But I know a ton of people in our Facebook group, the Keto Kitchen. They love food, but they also love their keto bricks. So
another thing too, just if you're putting together a emergency survival kit, these things are shelf stable and you can put them someplace. I wouldn't put them in someplace that has extremely hot temperatures, but if you can put them in a cool place, you can keep these around. And if you have an emergency, this is a meal and it doesn't take any prep and you can have emergency food right there. So that's another great use for these.
Shall we try one?
I think we should. I think we should try two.
Okay.
So which one are you going to try, Carrie?
I'm going to try the cookies and cream crunch.
Alrighty. I am going to try...
Assuming I can get in it.
I am going to try the... Now this time I can't get into it. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to try the coconut cream. Now, there is no false advertising with Keto Savage over there. This thing is a brick. You can build a house with this. So, it is definitely a brick. Alright. That's really nice. I feel like I'm eating like an old school coconut dessert candy that I used to get when I was a kid. And it's really tasty. I
love the level of salt.
Yeah, you do get a nice little salt hit. One of the things too with a lot of the protein bars and stuff, they're so dry and powdery and stuff, and this is not like it. I don't have to drink a gallon of water to eat this.
So this one isn't creamy. It's not dry like Yogi said, like a lot of the protein bars are, but it's not soft either. Mm-hmm. It's kind of in between.
And it's got some chew to it. And there's flakes there's flakes of coconut in there. You can see them, and you can taste them, and it's like nice big chunks. And the reason why I chose the coconut is because Carrie doesn't like coconut, so I love coconut though. And
that's not entirely true.
Well, it's not her favorite. Would you like to try a piece of the coconut though?
I'll just have a little bit.
Okay. I like it because it's not overly sweet. It's definitely coconut.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's got some chew to it too, which is really good because chewing actually helps hit satiety levels as well as the viscosity and the ingredients will. And that cookies and cream is really nice too. I'm getting a little nervous.
This is the peanut butter. Oh, this one feels creamier than the...
Thank you.
Might just be the way I cut it. That's a lot creamier.
Mm-hmm. A lot creamier. This reminds me, if it had chocolate on there, It reminds me of the same kind of peanut butter that are in like a, not quite as sweet as like a Reese's cup, but when I was a kid, I was originally from Ohio. They had these desserts called Buckeyes, and they were like a peanut butter ball covered in chocolate with a little bit of the peanut butter showing to make it look like a Buckeye nut. The peanut butter that's in that tastes like that peanut butter, and I used to love the Buckeyes.
Okay.
Making me nervous.
You could squish me like an ant if you wanted.
Not when you got a knife. All right, so we have here the Cinnamon Crunch 2.0. All right, this one's a little bit more crumbly. It's like a snickerdoodle.
With lumpy bits.
Mm-hmm. Very buttery tasting.
Very.
Pretty nice.
Very buttery. Good, because there's teas in butter.
Buttery. I speak American.
It's very buttery. All right, so do we love Keto Bricks? Yes, we do. Nope.
Yes.
That's it. We like them all. My favorite is peanut butter.
I'm just trying to point something out.
And I'm just trying to stop you from doing that.
That one's a mocha. That's the only one we haven't. So there are other flavors. What I was going to point out is Robert usually comes out with special flavors on limited runs as well. So he has some standard flavors that he goes to, but every so often he'll come out with something that's a little bit different. And it'll be like a special run. There's always a limited supplies. They usually do a batch, sell out of that batch, and then they're busy making another batch to sell.
This is mocha cream, and we're not going to open it. And I wasn't going to tell you that, but Yogi
Well,
kind of, you know.
If you weren't going to say it, maybe you should have told me that before the video started.
Because I need to take pictures of this one.
Okay.
So we have to keep it closed. But this is mocha. And yes, they do have limited edition flavors come out regularly. But we liked all of these. But the peanut butter was my favorite. Which was your favorite?
I have to say the peanut butter was up there with my favorite. The second favorite was the coconut. I really enjoyed the coconut.
My second favorite was the cookies and cream.
Yeah, but honestly, I could put any of these in my rotation and be happy. I could totally see, you know, when I get out and I'm hitting those long trails and stuff, I could totally see bringing these so I can do a zero cook hike and have this for a nice energy boost or a nice meal. One of the things that people do a lot with these too is they'll actually melt them down and make different things with them. They'll make like little bonbons. Sometimes people don't want to eat the whole thing, but they want to have like a little fat bomb. So they'll melt them down and put them in like a silicone mold, and so they have this little snack thing to go.
And I think that I would never not eat food and just eat that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, and I'm unlikely to ever go hiking for a day. But I would totally buy one of these and melt it down and put it into little individual ones, and then maybe have one after my main meal, have one as like a little dessert, just a little something.
You know what would be cool? Those little gummy bear molds. And make little Keto Brick gummy bears. But not gummy.
But not gummy.
Yeah. But for me, when I was on the truck, one of the things that I had an issue with was food storage.
Oh, these would be perfect.
Yeah, and so when you're on the truck, you have limited refrigerator space, so you can only pack so much perishable food. If you think of a very small dorm fridge, that's about as much space as I had. So a lot of my food that I had on the truck had to be shelf stable, which is why I went with a lot of canned seafoods and things like that. If I would have had access to these while I was on the truck, these would have been fantastic to have, especially when I was in a big hurry because I had minimal sleep time, minimal prep time because I had to get to my next destination. This would be a fantastic way to have a healthier, very fast meal that's shelf stable up in my rack somewhere, up in my storage, and no prep, and it would allow me to have the time to do other things I needed to do as well. So if you're a trucker, these things can be fantastic.
Awesome. So there we go. Go buy your Keto Bricks.
Brink's truck will deliver them.
There's a link below, and there's also a, is there? I don't know if there's a discount code. There might be. It's worth checking. But if you use the link below, that'll take you straight to Keto Brick HQ, where you can stock up on your bricks and be prepared for.
All right, everybody. Make sure you support that small businesses out there too. All right, have a good one.